This build has been in the works for half a year now and I'm stoked to be making a video about it. This is a 1987 Fuji Palisade, which I had set up as a fixed gear, but now that I'm in an extremely hilly area, it was just too painful to ride fixed and decided to go with restoring it to its original form as a road bike. I did cover this frame in my fixed gear build video, so I recommend watching that, but the rest of the components are vintage and a first on this channel. Alright, starting off, I recently have been using hockey tape for finishing wrapping the bars. I'm seriously an advocate for it now. Because with electrical tape, when you stretch it, it does retract back and leaves residue. And also, I've had electrical tape peel off eventually every time I've wrapped bars, so hockey tape stays secure and doesn't come off. The brake levers are the Shimano BL-R600 model, which blows my mind that they are so hard to find and not being produced. The Shimano SLR Aero brake lever series are my absolute all-time favorite levers, as they are thick and comfortable enough when climbing out of the saddle, but small enough for the vintage look. The return spring is just right where it feels so crisp, and they look so good and will last forever. The Dia Comp G brake calipers were produced during a time where they are reversed for the cable routing. I still wanted the left brake lever to be the front and the right to be the rear, and the routing actually works. Plus, these brakes work with the 700C conversion. The pads are modern though, as vintage brake pads are bottom line trash. I went with the Sun M13 wheel set because I wanted a skinnier rim rather than the CR18s, and also went with the 700C model. I definitely would have gone with the 27-inch version, as the Fuji originally came with 27-inch wheels. But of course, the problem with that is the tire choices are so minimal for 27-inch wheels. It's just not worth it. The Sun M13 wheel set is a super budget wheel set, and my intention is to make a full long-term review of these. I can say though, they're only for the at-home bike mechanic. Now the tires I went with are the Michelin Dynamic Classic, as I wanted gum wall tires, but didn't want to spend too much money. I've never heard of these until now, and the reviews online stated they were actually pretty good. From the little I've ridden with them, it seems to be true, and I will definitely make a proper review of these once I have more long-term experience with them. The only new old stock component I was able to secure is the FX bars from Sakai, and I'm so thankful I got a hold of these, as I'm the first person since 1988 to ride these, according to the stamp on them. They are 39 centimeters wide. The stem is 115 millimeters in length, but the brand is unknown. I am happy to have some Suntour components on this build, and those are the Suntour down tube shifters, Alpha 3000 rear derailleur, Alpha 5000 front, and a new Winter freewheel. The new Winter freewheel has 7 cogs, but since the shifters are for 6-speed, I have to keep it in friction mode for now. Then the tooth combination is 12, 13, 14, 16, 18, 21, and 24 tooth cog. The Sakai SX crankset had the traditional 52-42 tooth combo, but I was able to obtain a 40 tooth smaller chainring for the hills out here. The cranks are 175 millimeters long as opposed to my normal 170 millimeter crank lengths, but I barely feel the difference. So I have a Shimano Hyperglide 9-speed chain on this, and it works completely fine. In fact, since it's a little thinner, I have a little more wiggle room when tuning my gear changes, as it rubs a little less between the cogs. I did make sure it couldn't get wedged between the chain rings, so I'm good on that. Now there's no Seat 2 bosses for a water bottle mount, but luckily Velo Orange makes adapters, and they are such high quality and match so well. I highly recommend buying them if you're doing a build and don't have mounts on your frame. Okay, so one thing I won't ever go vintage on is the saddle, and because I value my undercarriage too much and want to ride for more than 20 minutes. From the little I have ridden it, I would say this is the most comfortable road bike setup I've ever experienced. I don't know if it's the tires, frame, wheels, or combination of all of it, but I was shocked taking it out and going over terrible Vegas streets and paths. The best part, it feels ridiculously fast and not sluggish at all. It's surprising, actually. Seriously, thank you all so much for watching and subscribing. It's making me want to make more content for you all. I hope you enjoyed this video and cannot wait to make another video for you.